What's up, people? Welcome or welcome back to Invest with T Claus. My name is Tevi, and this channel is dedicated to my investment journey along with coverage on crypto, Tesla, Neo, Virgin Galactic, and ChargePoint. Come for the information and stay for the perspective. Another week, and we went from bad to worse. Not sure if we have any Dragon Ball Z fans in the audience, but you know that fight scene where Imperfect Cell is facing Vegeta? Yeah, that scene right there. Cell is completely overpowered, and all he can do is coil up, take the beating, before eventually launching the counter. That's about where it feels like we are right now. If you watched last week's video, you already know that Omicron is a big culprit for the downtrend. So for today, I'll touch on 3 other reasons why we're experiencing this downtrend and why they're impacting the likes of Neo, Virgin Galactic, crypto, and basically everything that makes up my portfolio, as well as the broader market, of course. And I'll wrap up with my portfolio performance expressed in percentage gain or loss for the week. I'd recommend watching all the way through as always, so you don't miss out on any pertinent information I'll be sharing. Drop the video an early like if you haven't already, and hit that subscribe button. Those are 2 easy ways to show your support to the channel and help it grow if you appreciate the content. All right, let's get into it. So how did we get here? Well, strong market performance for an extended period of time means that people will eventually look for a reason to take profit, right? So we already know of the new variant, but Omicron has now officially made it to US shores, and that is accelerating things. In addition, first up is the commentary by Fed Chairman Jay Powell on Tuesday before the Senate. This was around potentially accelerating the tapering process. He said, and I quote, "At this point, the economy is very strong and inflationary pressure are higher, and it is therefore appropriate, in my view, to consider wrapping up the taper of our asset purchases, which we actually announced at the November meeting perhaps a few months sooner." End of quote. He then added regarding the usage of the word transitory to describe the inflation, and I quote, "We tend to use it to mean that it won't leave a permanent mark in the form of higher inflation. I think it's probably a good time to retire that word and try to explain more clearly what we mean." End of quote. This essentially means that we could wrap up the tapering process as early as spring versus June as previously thought, and in theory, the first rate hike could actually come sooner than expected. It's also an admission that inflation will persist longer than anticipated, while attempting to diffuse the current narrative that's circulating around that the Fed made a policy mistake. This, of course, was a bit of a bombshell for many out there that weren't expecting this, and investing, after all, is about looking forward, right? And managing risk based on the information that you have today. So this news caused fund managers and market participants at large to reevaluate their positions, lock in their profit, and rebalance their portfolio to ensure that they have enough firepower to redeploy in an environment where rates go higher in as early as 5 to 6 months down the road. And of course, every time we talk about rate hikes and inflation, growth stocks get hit the hardest, even though in this case here, the entire market came down. Now, the main takeaway here is that the Fed is giving itself some options because no one really knows the future. And realistically, this will continue to be a dynamic situation. Reason number 2, hurt Chinese stocks like Neo even more than the average growth stock out there. DD Global, which is one of the largest, if not the largest ride-hailing company in China, has announced that it was delisting from the New York Stock Exchange. This comes on the back of the news that the SEC has finalized a framework for enforcing delisting of Chinese companies that do not comply with the SEC transparency auditing requirements. Now, I've covered multiple times before that Neo has already committed to staying on the up and up, so this really isn't an issue, right, as far as Neo is concerned. However, it doesn't stop people from having a knee-jerk reaction to the headlines. So here we are, down 21.23% for the week, despite Neo reporting record deliveries for November, their strongest numbers to date. Go figure. And of course, crypto got hit really hard. So reason number 3 really is a combination of the FUD, so fear, uncertainty, and doubt, generated by Omicron plus the Fed comments, causing market participants to lean more towards risk-off assets. Then add more negative sentiment due to the SEC rejecting another spot ETF, which truly drives home the fact that we will not see a true spot Bitcoin ETF in the US this year. When you put it all together, well, you get what we got, right? Which is crypto imploding in a major way. That sharp drop is basically cascade liquidations. For those who use leverage in crypto, getting a margin call is pretty easy, right? Especially if you haven't built in enough buffer into your position. So top tier liquidations lead to lower tier liquidations and so on and so forth. And that is basically why you can see over $10,000 drop in Bitcoin overnight and similar drops in double-digit percentages in crypto generally speaking. So now that you know what macro forces are driving the market, the next logical question is, how long does this last? Well, for crypto specifically, it's already recovering. Dip buyers stepped in a major way. And of course, El Salvador joined the party, right? I mean, if you weren't excessively leveraged in the first place and still had some powder dry to deploy, sub $50,000 Bitcoin and sub $4,000 Ethereum, and you can realistically insert any crypto here, it's really hard to pass up with how much we came down. Now, personally, I'm running low on cash, so I couldn't go in a major way, but that didn't stop me from grabbing as much Ethereum under 4K as I could. And at this point, we're already up $100, so feeling pretty good about the purchase. So looking ahead, we're probably not going to hear how the vaccines, boosters, and the pills are going to fare against Omicron for another week or so. So if I bring it all back together and focus specifically on the stocks on the channel, NIO's next catalyst is going to be NIO Day on December 18th. Tesla next major catalyst are around the factory's opening and the Q4 earning call, where Elon will provide an update on the product roadmap. ChargePoint's next catalyst is going to be next week on Tuesday for its Q3 earning call, and I'll cover the key takeaways in the follow-up video. For Virgin Galactic, unfortunately, there's no new catalyst, right? We've talked about this, so expect Virgin Galactic to continue to get put through the ringer at this point. We're well below my buy point, so personally, I'm going into accumulation mode here. Unfortunately, I don't expect the market to rally or crypto to have any kind of parabolic rise at this point. I think we will recover and grind up into year end, and that's going to be as we gain more clarity on treatment effectiveness as well as the Fed policy moving forward. And ultimately, at the end of the day, what you need to remember is that the trajectory for crypto adoption and the business fundamentals of the stocks we cover on the channel have not changed. This, therefore, means that there's only two reasonable options at this stage of the game, in my opinion, and they are buy the dip if you've got the funds, or hold strong and wait for better days if you don't. With that said, let's switch over to the portfolio weekly performance expressed in percentage gain or loss. The portfolio tried staging a comeback, and at the highest point I was up by 10.80% pre-Fed meeting. The lowest point came in on Saturday morning after the crypto implosion with a loss of 18.14%. And as we are now on the path to recovery with people buying the crypto dip, I am closing the week with a loss of 15.35%. As I said last week, if we stagnate here at this level for a little while longer, I'll simply continue to accumulate and add whenever I can. That's basically my approach as we model our way through this. Certainly not meant to be taken as financial advice by any means, but it should provide you with some perspective on why this doesn't faze me. And on that note, I'll leave it here for today. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash the like button and share with others who you think could benefit from it. For my newcomers, subscribe and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future content just like this. As a reminder, I post every Sunday and now also target one additional in-week video for more crypto-focused content. Thank you for watching, stay humble, hustle hard, and I'll see you in the next one.